We're going to learn how to take advantages of the sole proprietor. What's the best way to use it, why not to use it, how to use it, and how to take advantage of it. So watch the rest of this video while we dive into sole proprietorship. Let's go. As a sole proprietor, we're going to get right into it, right? So as a sole proprietor, you by yourself, no other people, nobody's involved. That's what's called sole proprietorship. Legally, we do not have to file it with the Secretary of State, with any state. You could get an EIN because it's free right on the irs.gov, but you don't have to. You can operate out of your own social security numbers. They're both 9 digits, right? Wow, what a unique factor. All right, so as a sole proprietor, what this means is I'm doing business as myself with whatever trade that I do. Typically, what's commonly formed with this is what's called a certificate of a DBA, which is also known as. So if I want to do business as known as somebody else, I will file what's called a certificate of DBA with your local court for you to legally be represented as someone else. So it would be like Tariq Collins with a DBA certificate as Eagle Financial Group. So when people see Eagle Financial Group, they associate it with Tariq Collins as one and the same type of person. But as a sole proprietor, you file your taxes as a 1040, individual 1040, and you attach what's called a Schedule C. This is the form that's used for all sole proprietorship, self-employment, and LLCs, single member LLCs. So when you do business as a sole proprietor, right, you're doing business in your name. And let's just say I have a crafting business, right? And I do arts and designs for other business owners. So I go door to door, service to service, and say, hey, this is what I do, and this is how I can serve you. I create whatever it is I create, my baskets, and I sell it to the individual. Each basket costs $100 per person to get. So I get to use the income that I make, right? And it's business income. Now, you can get a business account. You should get a business account so you can keep your business and personal money separate. However, right, in order to get a business account, you just have to let them know, like, hey, I'm a sole proprietor. You might want to get an EIN in that standpoint. It still acts as you, and there's no ramifications to that. Now, here's some of the advantages to that. A lot of people who have side businesses, right, because the rule is the IRS says all income is reportable. So what does that mean? Well, if I have a job and I work at Amazon, or if I'm a nurse, right? If I'm a, let's just say I'm a registered nurse and I go to work every day. But on the side, I may do something that I'm thinking that is a hobby that I want to turn into a business. Well, that income that I make from that is reportable on my income tax. And the only way I can report it is on the Schedule C. Well, how do you further prove this? Well, we have to keep documentation. That's always the key. Who did I serve? When did I serve them? How much did it cost them? How much money did I make? How much money did it cost me to serve this person or business owner for this hobby slash business slash trade that I'm creating as a sole proprietor? Right, so you can take advantage of that around tax season, right? Because a lot of times we do extra things to supplement income, to make extra money for whatever. And you use it like tips, right? Think about it like a business that's on tips. So how can I make extra money for ends meet? Well, to claim that money, you have to put it on the Schedule C. This is where most tax professionals and even taxpayers may slightly get into some trouble, right? For those of you who are using this type of business to try to maximize a refund. Well, yeah, it may be legit, but then if you get audited, you may need to prove it. Here's why it's the worst type of business you can have. You have no asset protection involved whatsoever. Right. So if I'm a sole proprietor, I'm liable for literally everything. If somebody slip, trip, and fall, somebody try to sue me, they can come after everything that I own personally because you have no business umbrella to safeguard your assets against being sued. So do I recommend sole proprietorship? No. But it makes sense for those who are trying to learn if they want to turn their hobby into a business. It's almost like the first step to getting started. Like a baby is crawling, the sole proprietor is your crawling phase before you start walking and running. right? So it might be the best thing for you to use for now, but quickly do we want to form it into a LLC and started to make it more legitimate to also help you with asset protection, right? So those are the rules around the sole proprietorship. You can still do an operating agreement with it. You can still have a business bank account. You can get an EIN number, and you can keep your business and personal money separated. And if you decide to pay yourself, right, you're on what's called a draw, and you claim that on the Schedule C as net profit. Simple as that. Make sure you seek a tax professional or attorney to help you with any of these things that I'm just mentioning. Over here at Eagle Financial Group, we're able to assist you if you are a sole proprietor and guide you on the best business platform for your business.